are back here live once again for another Big Brother 27 watch party. It's the veto episode. What will take place, we will find out tonight. Oh, we already know. How's everybody doing up in the chat? Love to have some technical difficulties, as always. This is actually even a makeup stream for you guys because I missed the last one. But we are here live for you guys right before the episode starts. Only just a few minutes away. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. I see you guys all in chat. PT, Cara, GG's. GG's, do we do it today or do we save it? Do we save it for Friday? Girls, do we save it for Friday or do we do it today? Tommy, Shelby, Vanessa, Leah, Bella. Is it me or is it Ori's stream messing up? What? Is it messing up? Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's good. Let me know. Let me know. Your music's still going? Yeah, it's gonna fade away here in a couple of seconds. We're still doing the intro. We're still doing it. So excited. Fall, how are you, Bubco? Glenn, what's up, Glenn? Bella, Crystal. Hopefully you guys are all doing good. I'm excited to see how this plays out. A lot of what I think is going to be focused on, I've seen already, but I know a lot of people haven't since it did take place very late at night during the feed, so it's going to be their first time actually seeing it all play out. And I hope it's pretty good. My mic keeps cutting out. Like I said, I've been having so much issues. Maybe try reloading. Is everybody having an issue with the audio? If not, try maybe to refresh the stream if it is having issues. And let me know. Let me know. Like I said, I've been having technical difficulties. OBS wasn't running for me properly, which is what I used to even stream in the first place, and it just was a whole mess. You sound good? Okay. I think the episode's starting here. Let me give you guys a little sync up.
Vince and Lauren had a final two.
Final two. I swear.
But he was also in an alliance with Mickey, Morgan, and Zach.
We're kind of like the melting pot.
I like the melting pot.
Just the intro there. Going over everything that happened on the last episode with HOH, nominations. They went deep with that with the Vince and Lauren final two in week 1. Nice, was pretty synced. Choppy? A little choppy, Dallas? Sound good here. Try and, if you are having issues, try maybe refreshing the stream. Refreshing worked. Everything sounds good on your end. All right, let me know. Let me know. Keep me up to date. Showing off Rachel, just winning the HOH. That was all on last episode, which we missed. We were supposed to be live. Good on your end. I'm not getting any sound from Ori here in Galveston. Really? Sound good here. Yeah, if you're not getting anything, try and refresh, or even maybe tell people in the chat, because I don't know if they can hear me. If you can't hear me, tell them to refresh the stream, and it will fix itself. Like, I don't know if Norma can hear me, so maybe somebody say refresh in the chat if things do sound good. I think we'll get to see the bracelet. Ori fixed this. There we go. Hopefully Norm is able to refresh and get everything going as well. Here we are. The nomination ceremony. Kind of the end of it. The actual start of the episode. Finally got to watch a Big Brother video with y'all. Yeah, Ronald. Absolutely. Is that Otter? Where's Otter? Hey, Otter. What's going on, buddy? What's going on? PT, I see you there too. Robin Hood. There was a really fun Vince and Rachel conversation last night. I told you guys a little bit about it, but I'll be honest, as I was recording, they were still up talking, and it stopped being about game for a while. But it was still just a fun conversation between the two. And like I said in the update, it was like, oh, I think there's still distrust there, but it was maybe the most fun that I've seen them have in the house together. Well, oh, there's the welcome to the party. There's the welcome to the party. 90 minutes. Yeah, it is a 90-minute episode tonight. Not the clown horn. Not the clown horn. Oh no. Welcome to the party. Oh. Ava's just calling her out. She's like, Mickey, you're just lying now. You're trying to pretend like you weren't, but you were. That's funny. That's funny. Retribution for Jimmy. I love Rachel's dresses. She's got a billion of them. She's got a billion of these things. When Ashley's calling you out, that's a thing. When you got Ashley dunking on you, that's a thing. Mickey though too went from such a good spot in the house at one point. She was legit in such a good spot. And as soon as she took over the HOH from Riley, which don't get me wrong, that was probably the best move because her and her allies would have ended up on the block. But everything she did after stealing the HOH has not helped her at all. Not one bit. Morgan and Rachel mean no. By the way, so I said this the day of the nominations, and I think with this outfit that Morgan has with the leather jacket and like the pink shirt with the uh-oh. My stream paused for a second. With the leather jacket and this pink shirt and everything, I said Morgan looks like she's straight out of the 90s. We get a good shot her. She doesn't have the jacket on anymore. But even with the hair and the earrings and everything, I said she looks like she's straight out of the 90s, and she was like kind of crying because she was just nominated. And I said she looks like she's about to go drive to the mall because they were talking about Blockbuster too. They were like, oh, the Blockbuster. I was like, this feels so 90s. She's about to go drive to the mall, listen to her Alanis Morissette cassette, and cry in the mall parking lot. Yeah. Oughta know. She was just sitting there. I got one hand in my pocket and the other one's with a cigarette. Keanu and Rachel, man. What a dynamic. What a dynamic. Yeah, got us now, Norma. Awesome. I'm glad you got it fixed. I saw that otter. I was thinking the same. Uh-oh. What did Otter say? I missed it. I agree, Rachel. These people suck at the game. They're not great sometimes, but they're fun. I gotta admit, this cast is fun. This. Kelly and Lauren kind of meeting up. I mean, yeah, she could have been the option, right? If Vince would have came down any other way, then Lauren probably would go up as the replacement, right? He's kind of on point here. You can get you're gonna get the better look at the 90s outfit here. We're gonna get the full ensemble here in a second if they give us a good shot. Yeah, that's the black jacket, 100%. This is what I'm talking about here. It is, and then she's got the jeans on. There's a good shot. Oh, you missed it again. They keep showing just the quick glances, but I'm telling you, it's straight out of the 90s. Been watching the feeds and very disappointed in Vince. He can go back up, and I liked him. Oh no, Norma. Getting a little tired of I don't know. That is kind of Lauren's MO. Is I don't know. I described her recently, and I think a lot of people kind of like this description. We're in a commercial break, by the way. I'll let you know when we get back. I'll do another little sync up. I described her like Chidi from The Good Place. Has everybody seen The Good Place? Let me recommend. Good Place is a really good show. It's a really good show. I don't want to get too into it, but basically the concept of The Good Place is a bunch of people, right? What happens when you die? Well, you either go to the good place or you go to the bad place. And this is a show about the good place. But one of the people isn't supposed to be there. Who's the actress who plays her? Kristen Bell? Is that who it is? Am I thinking am I thinking the right person? Is it Kristen Bell? She's like, I was sent here accidentally. And so it just goes from there. And Chidi's there. He is someone who struggles with indecision, just like Lauren. Like his most and biggest fear is having to make a decision. And Lauren is 100% Chidi. Is it Kristen Bell? All right, yeah. Camden coming on in with the $5 super chat. Rachel and Keanu's relationship might be one of my favorites. What might be one of my favorite relationships to watch in BB history. It's like watching a sitcom. It really is. It really is like watching a sitcom. No, like 100%. And their back and forth are always amazing. Where he's telling her she doesn't know what she's talking about. He's telling him back and forth. Like they both think they have terrible reads, but Rachel's reads are usually more correct. Though at times Keanu will have a few, right? Keanu, to his own credit, as much as like he messes up sometimes, he'll have like a good read and a good idea of what should happen. But then he'll like another part of it will be completely off, right? Like it's so much fun watching them two have the back and forth they do. Um, it's the for me the two duos I love watching the most when they have a one-on-one. Rachel and Keanu and Ava and Will. Give me those four having one-on-ones all day. If one of them was on one screen and one was on the other, I wouldn't know which one to choose. What's good, Ori? My Brody, can't wait to see. Funny you say Brody. I am actually wearing a Brody Lee shirt from AEW when he was there for a hot minute. Oh, they're showing off the new Survivor season. What's it? 49, Survivor 49. They just released the cast. So these are all the people that are going to be on the season. But I'll tell you, if you want to see good Survivor, if you want to see the best Survivor, Survivor Australia versus the world. It's amazing. We're back to the episode here. Oh, I'm muted as well. Hold on.
I feel like I don't really fit in. I know my social game, that was what I was going to be relying on when I first came in the house because I didn't want to win.
Oh, Vince, what's Vince doing here?
And so
Vince and Will having a chat, right?
There's like 10, 20.
The conversation.
Not the music going away and him just not paying attention. "70% of the time he's not thinking about what they're saying." Honestly though, he's got it. Like that's kind of what you have to do in that house. He's doing passive listening, not active listening. They talk about everything, but they talk about nothing. This, I think, is going on too long now. This is a segment where it's like, hey, I love it. That was a good spot to have, but now I think we're going a little extra with it. We don't need all this fluff. But Will's got a point here. Because there's so many of these little conversations that'll take place, right? Like when you watch as much feeds as I have, you'll see there's so many of these conversations that just do not matter, that like you just wouldn't want to have, right? Think about like who's that coworker? Who's that person that you know, or like the family member who at Thanksgiving won't shut up? Who's just that person in your life where you're just like, I just got to get through this conversation. Like okay, where's the food, right? This is supposed to be a party, isn't it? Let me get out of here. Oh, hold on. I think somebody's calling me over here. Right? Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Let me take this. All right. You're just doing everything you can to get out of that conversation. It's all day, every day with those kind of conversations that mean nothing. Oh God. Ashley with the toilet paper. Ashley with the toilet paper. The TP convo. It's just taking it out there. They do love their two longest segments fall. 100%. 100%. Mickey got the M&Ms right now on feeds. Is that what she's doing? Or just the M&Ms here? Maybe we can pull Mickey down, she says. Do they keep playing a sound effect every time they show Mickey when Ashley says you could take her down? $2 super chat. Girls, you did not have to do that. Ori, you won the bet. The alliance didn't last 24 hours. Hold on, are they freaking out there? Are they freaking out? Maybe. It wasn't gonna last. It wasn't gonna last. Oh, she finds out there's toilet paper. She just figured out there's toilet paper. Listen, Ashley, listen. Hold on. It could have been worse. It could have been worse, Ashley. There could have been some streaks. There could have been, that is white toilet paper. It is very clean. There's nothing on it. I'm just saying, Ashley, it could have been worse. It could have been a way worse situation. It could have been way, way worse. Yeah. How did you get so much toilet paper? Cara, right? I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure how you get that much toilet paper stuck back there. Because it wasn't like, oh, one little piece. Like one little piece. It was a whole wad of toilet paper. How does that get lost? How do you even take that off the roll and not know where it is afterwards? I'm not sure they all understand the words alliance. Well, Rachel does, yeah. The rest of them, not so much. Yeah, everybody's favorite showmance. Woo! I'm so out since with you and BB. Oh no, Norma, what happened? What happened? What happened, Norma? You're out? Hopefully everything's okay. Produced for cameras. She claims it was the toilet paper you put on the seat. That makes sense. That makes sense. Her pants caught it. I'm just like, Ash, were you like mid-wipe? And then you pulled your pants? Like, I didn't understand, Ash. I was confused. Well, it's 2 hours before I can watch the show, but this podcast is so much more entertaining than the live feeds watching Vince and Catherine. Yeah, I see them up there. I got them up in the corner. Always with the unnecessary segments. Always. And it's also why, right? Like Survivor does this too. Where they'll do things on Survivor where it's just like these segments you don't need. And it's like, what are we doing here? And they now do 90-minute episodes as well. And it's been one of those things where when people were like, oh, 90 minutes is going to be great. It's like, no, it's not. Like when Survivor first did it, I was very much at the forefront saying this is not going to be good. You are saying you want this, but you do not want this. Trust me. And it's kind of shown like with the new 90 minutes on Survivors, they just have tons of filler. They'll have talk about like, you know, what's your favorite Taylor Swift song and all that other stuff. When you only have an hour, right? Like you only have so much time a week with Survivor. There's only one episode, so it's even worse. Big Brother, now they made the 90-minute episode the Wednesday episode, and it feels like, why is this the 90-minute episode? Make Thursday 90 minutes. Give us HOH after the episode so that we can watch the HOH competition take place. Right? Make Thursdays more fun and longer. Why do Wednesdays have to be 90 minutes? It doesn't even make sense. You know why it makes sense, though? It fills the gap for Survivor until it comes back. The only reason that they're 90 minutes, only reason that this episode is 90 minutes is it's filling in that time slot for when Survivor eventually comes back. And it's like, what are we doing? They've been showing Rachel and Mickey talking again. It's one of those things where we've seen so many, or at least I've seen so many of these conversations. Talking about the brigade, baby. Not gonna lie, one of my top favorite alliances of all time is the brigade. Just the way they ran that house was perfect. They also don't get the credit I think that they sometimes deserve. Everybody likes to say like, oh, the +1 thing that came from the cookout, which yes, the cookout used it. Brigade did it first. I'm just saying, it's the brigade method, right? It comes from the brigade. They started it. I forget who each of their one-on-ones were. For Hayden, it was Kristen. What was her name? I forget. The showmance he was in that Rachel ended up being like the one to get them out, or get her out at least. For Enzo, who was it for Enzo? That's the one I really don't know. Matt, I think, was working Reagan. I think Reagan and Matt were supposed to be like pairs. We head to our next commercial, by the way. I'm not just talking over the episode now, though I was talking over the episode. Listen, I was talking to you. Now I'm just talking over the commercial. And then Lane, Lane had Britt. And then I forget who Enzo had. Enzo was the one who was like, it was like he didn't really have anyone, right, Kara? Like he tried, but there wasn't really like one particular person he was able to get like really tight with. Or I think maybe that person went out like week 1 or something. Like I forget exactly the scenario. No, it wasn't the person who went out week 1, because that was that the rabbi? That might have been the rabbi. But Enzo had never really had like a good connection, I don't think. But Matt had Reagan, Lane had Brittany, and then Hayden had Kristen or Kirsten, whatever her name was. I forget which one it was. But they were doing like the +1 type thing all the way back in BB12. BB12. Crazy. 4 Horsemen. Yeah, the 4 Horsemen too. Ronald, hey, right? Like, I think Brigade was more successful as a unit. But 4 Horsemen, gotta give him credit too. Or did you see Mickey take Rachel's pillow off the bed? I did. I did see that. Something else. That's definitely a move. Definitely a move. Yeah, Brandy, that's a good. Enzo just had everybody. Enzo has one of the all-time best social games anybody's ever seen. And not only did he do it once, he did it twice, right? Like, his social game is top tier. Enzo's somebody I think is actually, like, criminally underrated for how good he actually is. But he's also got some flaws. Like, he can't win a competition to save his life. He just, even on his first season, he can't win a competition, like, at all. He just can't. Big Brother Unplugged on this week. Ooh. They were talking about that too, because one of the reasons they were like, oh, maybe the backyard's going to be closed is for the unlocked thing, right? But I don't think that's why. A lot of people are speculating that the backyard's been closed because it is the wall competition tomorrow. We'll kind of see. We'll kind of see what she put her. So Donnie, she put her pillow on the floor. Then she sat on the pillow. It was like the ultimate, like, 100% she knew it was her pillow and she was gonna do this. Gotta love the pettiness in Big Brother. You gotta love it. But it's very natural. It's a very natural thing to have that pettiness in BB. Enzo is one of the best players never to win Big Brother. I'm with you, Glenn. I think I'm with you on that. I think he's just so good at the social game, where he's just so easily loved and trusted, that I feel like Enzo's the type of player where no matter what season he's on, there's a good chance that guy's going far. There's a good chance that guy's going at least top 3 and then getting cut like he did in BB12, or that he's going all the way to the final 2 like he did in BB22. We're back to the episode. Here's a little.
We already established we're not always going to see eye to eye, and that's okay. But full disclosure, we can run the rest of this game, I'm telling you.
He's not wrong. he's not wrong. If him and Rachel could just get their stuff together, they could run the game. They really could. And it's one of those things too. If they could have got like Vince in there too, although I think here's the thing, Vince I also think is a really good player, and he's got flaws on his own too. But I think if the three of them could have all worked together, oh my goodness. I love that we're just getting a montage. We're just getting a montage of different Keanu and Rachel conversations. Yeah, but he doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut. Rose, how dare you say that about me? No, I can close my mouth. Keanu can't too. We're brothers and not being able to shut our mouth. we talk too much. It gets us in trouble sometimes. Or your boy Keanu has sold out Rachel. He's on my list. The amount of times Keanu has ratted out Rachel. No, I love you. I know, Rose. I know. I'm only playing. But maybe, listen, I gotta be honest at times. I gotta be honest. Listen, guys. I 100% feel like me as a player in the house would be somewhere between Keanu and Vince, right? And like, if I'm being honest with myself, it's somewhere in between there. And I don't know where on the scale it goes. I don't really know where. It's just a combo unit, right? Like, it's just, if you took Vince and you took Keanu, mash them together, you end up with an Ori. And maybe that's good, maybe that's bad. Have you heard from Keanu on the feed? He puts drunken sailors to shame with his foul mouth. Let's just say I might keep it cleaner here on the channel. And make a concerned effort to keep it cleaner. Otherwise, what would you do with a drunken sailor? I missed what that long little pause was that they had on Lauren, but she was just chilling. Yeah, hit that like button. Norman, that's a good reminder. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you're gonna have a good time in this stream, let the YouTube algorithm know that what we do here is fun. I would love to see Vince and Rachel, Keanu, final three, right? That would be such a fun final three. And Tasha, tell me that final three wouldn't be really exciting. Who would Keanu pick if he won the final HOH? Would he take Vince or Rachel? Who would Vince take? Would Vince take Keanu, the other newbie? Or would he take Rachel, thinking he's going to win against the former winner? How about Rachel? Who's she going to take? Is she going to take Vince or Keanu? I would think Keanu and Rachel would end up taking each other in that situation. But I wouldn't put it past Vince and convincing Keanu not to do it. I think Vince would have that ability to maybe be able to sway Keanu. And it would be like a tug of war between Rachel and, man, what a final three that would be. Ooh. I almost like want to see that, just like I don't even need that to be the final three. I just want the three of them to play it out. Because that dynamic of Rachel and Vince doing a tug of war. We're also, by the way, just doing the veto picks here. Having a tug of war of tug of Keanu, right? Like one on one arm, one on the other. Rachel and Vince just pulling them back and forth. That would be a fun final three. I always want to say Shih Tzu when I read this, but Susie Tofu coming on in with $5. Thank you so much for the super chat. It would be great to see you in the house, but I'd miss all of this Ori entertainment. I may have a small plan if that were to ever. I don't think it would ever happen. I'm gonna be honest. But I did have a small plan that I think also would blow people's minds if it did take place. And that's all I'll say. Will you get no. No, Selena. By the time, here's the thing. I think my best chance at Big Brother is to be a Will type casting now at this point. when I posted a tweet earlier today and it was like, oh, Vince and Rachel, they're talking about the Oregon Trail and Carmen Sandiego. Who doesn't love Carmen Sandiego, right? Tamagotchis. And someone was like, man, I wish they were talking about things that were relatable so that we could like Vince. And I was like, I relate to it all. I relate to it all. They were talking about Blockbuster and going to Blockbuster to get a movie and a video game, and then you could take it on back. And I was like, yeah, that relates. I relate to all of it. I'm like, am I officially an old? Like, would I be considered old now? Am I unk? Right? Like, and I was like, not really. That hits. Now an AI, right? Like that would be interesting. I will say with the amount of, listen guys, so real quick, we're in a commercial. Let me just say, you can check out all my socials, right? If you hit exclamation social in the chat, like exclamation mark social, my social should pop up. I think that's how it works. I don't know. It pops up every so often too. I don't know. Listen, I'm supposed to be professional, but I don't know what I'm doing. It's also in the link of the links are in the description, and they're always in all the pinned comments too, right? So you don't even have to do it today, but maybe one day you go and check it out. But we have all of our socials, right? Like Twitter and Discord. Listen, first off, Discord, highly recommend if you have checked out Discord before and you didn't like it, or if you've never been on Discord, now's the best time to check it out. I completely remodeled the entire Discord to make it easier for you to find different places to chat. Like we have the BB section, the Survivor section. There's a place for other reality shows, and then there's like a place where you can post all types of pictures, whether it's pictures of your pets or the food that you're having that day, or even just whatever you want, right? Memes, all that kind of stuff. But there's tons of different places you can find the chat, right? So Discord, definitely highly recommend checking that out. Especially if you're interested in Survivor Australia versus the world. Maybe there's ways to watch in there, right? Maybe there's some links. But yeah, check out that. But also on Twitter. So here's the deal. I might have possibly been doing a little instigating. I might have been doing a little instigating. Get dirty, Ori. Be a pirate. Arr! Arr, matey. How much does a pirate pay for corn? Anybody know how much a pirate pays for corn? A buccaneer. I gotta give credit to my buddy Bruno. That's his joke. I did not come up with that. Don't blame me for that one. But on Twitter, I was instigating a little bit. I might have been my inner Kelly was coming out on Twitter for a little bit. All this week. Anyone watch Tracker? I think I've seen like half an episode when it was on TV because it came on after something. But no, I haven't watched it. Any good? We're back to the episode here. O10. I actually almost forgot it was OTEV.
It's freaking OTEV! I've never been so happy to be on the block.
I'm not gonna lie. This week has gone by so quick, but also so slow. I completely forgot it was going to be OTEV. That completely lost it. I did not even realize that was a thing. Oh, look. Shout outs to old Otev. Everyone excited. Oink, oink, Otev. Absolutely. Ooh, it's a really bad. It's a really bad Godfather impression. Okay, the little guy. I don't know who the little guy pig's name is. Little Stinky? His name Little Stinky? Little Stinky's my favorite. Yeah. Yeah, boss, you tell him. But it's a really bad Godfather Marlon Brando impression. Little Stink. Oh, he farts. Little Stinky farts. Oh, God. Mickey's actually like, yo, this is the worst smell I've ever heard. You want the veto? You gotta do something for me first. Some sidekicks are great. Absolutely. You dirty rat. You dirty rat. Can you show what Otev looks like? Oh, yeah. This is a little Stinky. That wasn't Otev. This is Otev. That's Otev. And then the little guy next to him. The little guy next to him is Little Stinky. Otev is like, I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. Bring me those dirty rats. And then meanwhile, Little Stinky is like, yeah, you tell him, boss. You tell him. He literally just said, let me make you an offer you can't refuse. He literally said it. South Mississippi. Don't get dirty, Mickey might lose your M&Ms. Texas had a storm a bit ago. Oh no, hopefully everything's good. Hopefully everything's good there. Sex bracelet in Morgan's pants. Yes, it is fall. Zach's bracelet is in Morgan's pants right now for emotional support during this competition. You are not wrong. The best was the reaction to him hearing that someone was carrying it around. He's like, I didn't leave it for anyone. It was all stretched out and gross. Will just doesn't want to make a fool. Too bad the bracelet didn't help. No storm yet. Is there like a bunch of storms headed your way? Galveston, South Mississippi. Is it? It's not tornado season yet, is it? Actually, I bet it probably is, isn't it? Hopefully you guys are all good. Hopefully you guys are good. Man, that's they're already disgusting. Get the rat who was voted by 9 votes. Was that Jimmy? Jimmy and Zay. Jimmy and Zay. So it was 2 of them. My power was out for a few hours earlier. Oh no. Oh no. If you tell your friend something and they don't believe you, tell them to stop being a Keanu. Hey man, stop being such a Keanu. I don't want to know where the toothbrush is. That gross. Rose! I'm gonna bite my tongue, Rose. I'm gonna bite it. I'm gonna bite it because there's something in here. And some of you, I bet there's some of you right now who know exactly the line that's in my head. But I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Morgan apparently went on all the way up, had the wrong answer. She brought Adrian's name all the way up there. Oh, Vince making his way on back. Oh, look at Vince go. Will said I wasn't the last one, so at least I feel good about that. Morgan, the last one up. Morgan, the last one up, and Lauren, she's been up there. I think her and Mickey were up there forever. Like, or was it Rachel? What? Two of them were up there for so long, and Lauren's just looking back like, "You good? You good back there?" All right, Jimmy and Zay. Oh, Will messed it up. Will got there back before Morgan, but he was wrong. Oh, man. Will out of there, completely covered in gunk and goo. Oh, they switched off him again, but they're off. The only house guest to win a BB blockbuster. Oh, yeah, it was Adrian. That's right. It was Adrian. Everybody's searching for their thing. So here's the thing. If you guys don't know how this comp works and like what the best strategy is, here's a hot tip for anybody who's going to ever play an OTEV. The best strategy is on the first run, find as many of the names as you can of different names, right? And put them in a big old pile and hide that. That way, every time you go down, don't run right to it, right? Because then people are just immediately know what you're doing. You can just kind of go to one place real quick, then go to your pile, right? Yeah, exactly. Pile them up, Kara. You have a stockpile ready to go, and then you just go back, and then you have each of your things. Everybody bought Adrian, but Vince was the last one back. Vince eliminated. Sliding away. Lauren's laser focused. Here's the thing. Lauren is full of indecision, but when Lauren needs to lock in, Lauren locks in. Mickey asking Lauren to let one of them win it. If you're not going to use it, why are you gunning so hard for it? Oh, I don't know, Mickey. Maybe to keep herself off the block? Yeah. Right? Like... Oh, they're getting gooed once again. Oh, man. Morgan said it went in her ear. The two rats who were evicted on the same night Kelly won a BB blockbuster. Was that week 1? So Amy, or not Amy, Zay, and what was the other one? Jimmy? Was it Zay Jimmy? They're all searching for their thing. I thought Andrew Storm's 4 or higher for are 4 or higher, no joke. I would imagine any storm that's over the average would probably be no joke. Right? I would imagine like at the very least an average would be maybe like a 3, right? If like storms go on like what, 1 to 5, 3 is probably, I would feel like a very average storm. Once you start getting more above there, that's when it starts becoming a little scary. But I don't know, storm categories. Even when America chose worst dressed, Rachel got good. Don't even has for a moment. Can't imagine Otter. Oh, I've been watching Storm Chasers for months, and one of them just died down I guess a bit. That's why I thought he died down initially. He dialed the intensity. Hey. We've had a lot of rain in Wildwood from Hurricane Ernie. Rose, are you in Wildwood? Is that where you are? You enjoying those whoa Wildwood days? Wildwood days. This is a different Wildwood. I don't know if there's a different Wildwood. Wherever nights hot. Well, how am I ended up singing? I was singing Alanis Morissette earlier. Now I'm singing the Wildwood song by oh, what's his name? It's the doo-wop dude. Bobby Rydell? Is Bobby Rydell? Rose, you're a Philly transplant? Rose. Let's go. Let's go, Rose. That's awesome. You're down in Wildwood. That's where we would vacation as well. That's where we would go on down to the good old beach. Rose, are you a Max or Sam's guy? Max or Sam's? Let me know. Let me know. But Riley's parents encouraged him to run away when he was a kid. Ready Player One. All right, that broke me a little bit. That broke me a little bit. Get out of here! Get out of here! Nobody wants you anymore. Run away! Your parents went to Wildwood back in the 50s? Robbie, that's cool, because that's like when it was like full-on doo-wop, right? Like that was the heyday. That was the absolute heyday. I love the wipeouts. Vince is a super fan. How is he this bad? It's a lot of times, listen, a lot of times super fans are the worst fans. Or the worst players, I should say. Not the worst fans, right? Sometimes, or you, no, I'm not. That's the problem. But that comment, that broke me. So, normally super fans don't make good players. And I know there's a lot of fans out there that don't want to hear this, right? But it just kind of is the truth. And, yeah, we're so off topic, 100%, but 100%, but we're having a good time. But yeah, Michelle, I think you nailed it. I think it's just sleep deprivation at this point. I think it's full on sleep deprivation, and that is what's getting to it. It's 60s in Boston today. Really? Only in the 60s? It was kind of cool here too. We had some rain and stuff like that. Another thing is that the others don't knock on your thoughts or opinion. So that's a big thing. We do try here, right? We try and have a very welcoming community here with lots of different opinions that nobody should ever feel weird about sharing their opinion, especially if you disagree. If you disagree with me, I actually love that. I want to hear more about people who disagree with me.
Were evicted on the same night that Kelly won a BB blockbuster. I do not want any of my noms to have any power.
To me, when people disagree and they're able to have just a good conversation, giving their points back and forth, and just trying to like I said, have a good conversation, like a constructive one, where it's not like, oh, you're so wrong for how dare you believe that? It's like, well, no, like it's just what I believe, but let me hear what you believe, because maybe, here's the thing, maybe if you are able to communicate your opinion and your thoughts clearly, not emotionally, and just tell me what you believe, then maybe I might even actually end up at what you're believing. Or at the very least, I'm going to come away with a better perspective on my own beliefs, because now I understand another view of it, and maybe it doesn't change my belief fully, but then it gives me a different insight. And yeah, I think there's been a little bit of back and forth going on. There's a little bit of back and forth going on. But I think there was a lot of really good conversations that came out of that. And I think any of the ones who decided to go in the other direction, I like to stir the pot a little bit sometimes, right? So if I feel like there's people that are not taking it as a genuine conversation, I might let them have a little bit. I might just go in a little bit. Like I said, there's a little bit of Kelly in me too. Just that little bit of the Kelly instigator where I'm just like, I can't help myself sometimes. I can't. All right, we're down to our final two here as Rachel and Morgan and Mickey. Oh wait, all of them are gone? I didn't realize all of them were gone. They all went out in one round? I wasn't even paying attention. And now Lauren's winning the power of veto. I will say too, one of the things that was kind of cool is the idea of Lauren is someone who has multiple times said how she has watched this show since she was a kid, right? And it's really cool that she got the chance to like not only play in a comp like this, right? Like Vince was talking about how like, hey, it's so cool to be able to actually compete in OTEV. It's like one time I'm happy I'm on the block or whatever, right? So it's cool to see like Lauren get that chance to be like, oh yeah, I went on Big Brother, a show that I loved as a kid. And I went and I won one of the most iconic comps, right? Like it's a comp that is an absolute classic at this point. You're slap happy, 100% slap happy. Or you need some extra large eyeglass frames for your inner Kelly, for aka the instigator. And whenever I want to instigate, I'll just put the glasses on. Yeah, it was a quick one. 3 rounds. Last year was 1 round, wasn't it? Last year I think it was 1. This year only went 3. We didn't get the full experience. We had another commercial already? Are we at another commercial? But yeah, real quick round there. Real quick round. I looked at the chart and she won. She's a trip. As long as you don't pull out the M&Ms. I smell so things bad. And it's not from Little Stinky. Right? You smell something bad, but it's not Little Stinky. Rachel wanted to negotiate with Mickey if she had won the veto. My favorite seaside island. What favorite seaside island do you go to? How does Morgan not know she's a mean girl? I'm Medford. Last few towns down before California on the I-5. Or well, I think you guys, what, you just call it the 5 or whatever, right? Just call it the 5 out in California. Never been there. Never been there. Bring back Rockstar Otev. Mickey thinks she's really nice and honest. Yeah, she does think she's honest as well, and America hates honest gameplay, so maybe they hate her. That's why they sprayed him down before the first round began, in case it only lasted 100%. They were like, yo, listen, we got this whole thing where Little Stinky squirts them. We got to do that at least first round. We got to do that at least the first round. Why y'all keep talking about M&Ms? So, Ronald, Morgan technically started this. Mickey and Morgan, I think it was it the... When did they start the M&Ms? I forget exactly when they started the M&Ms. But Mickey and Morgan went and they started doing this thing where they would use M&Ms to break down like the house arrangement, right? This isn't a new thing either. I've seen it multiple times in Big Brother. Even my good buddy Bruno did it up on BB Can, where he used gummy bears to kind of lay out the house. And the basic idea is, right, it's like, let's say, the red gummy bear is for one player, the blue one's for another. And then you could take all the gummy bears or the M&Ms or whatever it is that you're using, and you can kind of lay out visually the house. You could be like, all right, this person's over here and this person's over here. Almost kind of like my allegiance chart, right? When I do the allegiance chart, it's like that, but with M&Ms. And at some point, Morgan showed this to Mickey, and then Mickey has taken this M&M thing, and it has become a just full-on joke at this point. She shows it off in like every one-on-one conversation she has. This is not a thing you do in your normal conversations with people. This is what you do with your number one ally, right? Like, you don't break out the candies all the time. It makes you seem like a lunatic who's gaming way too hard. You do this with your number one ally, or if you absolutely need to convince somebody that they need to vote a certain way. Those are the two times you use it. Other than that, you don't use this all the time. Maybe for yourself, right? Like, that's a thing as well. But she uses it in every single one-on-one at this point. She's always breaking out these M&Ms. Even to the point the house guests now, they're like, oh, here comes the M&Ms. Not the M&Ms again. I forget who it was. It might have been Ava. Was like, or no, it was Catherine. Catherine said it. She was like, oh, Lord, these M&Ms again. She was like, do we really? I think Mickey has brought the M&Ms out for Catherine like on 3 different times. Like 3 different times. They're talking about something between Big Bear and Palm Springs. You guys know? You guys know what it is? Am I late to the party? A little bit, Funko, but welcome on in. Welcome on in. Never too late, 100%. Never too late. Never too late. Just checking if I missed anything. I think what I did miss, something I did miss, guys. I didn't see it come on through. But Gene went and hit that subscribe button. Now listen, Gene, you might not know this, but me and you, we now have file 2. Don't tell anybody. It's a secret. It's a secret. There's nobody watching us right now. Listen to us, Gene. Me and you, we're going to the end. Thank you for hitting that sub button. Where are we at here? If it's a double, do you think maybe they'll do like they did 3 or 4 years ago where they split the house into 2? That would be fun. And I still think that's one of the most interesting ways to do that mid-season twist when there's like about 10 people left and you have like 2 mini final fives. And I always think that's actually a fun concept. My issue when they did it the first time was they let them kind of do a pick, right? Where I think whoever won HOH got the first pick. And then whoever was second got the also be HOH in the other house. And they got the second pick. And they went back and forth picking people to be in their house. And that to me felt like it was too gameable. I'd rather see it where it's like, maybe it's an endurance comp, right? And you alternate which house you go into, but they don't know it going in there, right? They don't know how this is going to work. So you don't know dropping when you do is actually a bad thing. Or it's just completely random. That I'm cool with as well. But I feel when you let them pick where they go, it just, I don't know. To me, it feels a little too where you can gamify it and put the right people in the right house to be able to be the target. And I'd rather see it be more of just like you're thrown into a final 5 situation that you almost have no control in. Let's see if you can figure a way out of this. Lauren and the indecision. She's getting a nice a seltzer. What a cut there. I wanted to know how you were feeling, and I'm telling you that sentence went on for way longer where it was like, they had a very quick cut though. I want to know how you were feeling to write to Rachel. It's your veto. The poor editors having to edit a Lauren conversation. It's gotta be a nightmare. I don't know. Maybe. Yes, Tiffany would be interesting on the traders. I think Tiffany's a really good player. And I think Tiffany would do really well on the traders. Really well. By the way, guys, this was something, it came up. When did it come up? It might have been on the last Friday stream that I only heard about it. Traders US is doing 2 seasons a year now. And you're going to have the normal celebrity season like they've been doing where it's like reality stars and celebrities and stuff like that. And they're also going to do a newbie season with just random people, just like any other reality show where you, me, anybody in the community right now, right? If you wanted to be on the traders, you could apply to be on the traders. They're opening it up to everybody now, which is way overdue. Way overdue. The first season was like half and half. And they never got back to having new people on it. Fun fact that you guys might not know, I got an email about the first season of the Traders because they were looking for like streamers and like internet people. And I didn't like, they were like, it's like Among Us in a castle. And it was like during the pandemic. And they were like, come to Scotland. And I was like, I'm not going to Scotland. Like right now. It was like, I got the email. It was like mid 2020. It was like, you want me to go to Scotland now? Hindsight should have answered that email. Probably should have answered that email. But yeah, it's gonna be cool because I think the best version of the Traders is Traders UK, and it was all new people. Yes, Donnie, taking the words out of my mouth. It was literally like same moment. Traders UK is the best. And that's why I'm really glad that US is also going to do the Lauren Lauren's like laughing in the diary room at Morgan. Lauren's laughing at Morgan. Oh no, did Zach tweet? Did Zach tweet? Oh no. Oh yeah. I saw him tweet well then. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I thought he had a new tweet out. I saw that. Well then. She's like, Zach would want us to work. He'd want us to work together. Right? Normal people. Makes it sound weird when you say it that way, right? But it's just the newbies, right? The non-reality people, and I'm really excited to see that version of the traders. We're gonna do another commercial though. Commercials like crazy. Oh, is it the halfway party? Ah, halfway party would make a lot of sense right now. Because I just see it's on pets. I didn't notice the pets. Because what else would be going on right now? It would make sense if it's halfway party. Because we are about halfway through the season. I noticed that the other day. I was like, oh, wow, we're already in the 40s. We're already in the 40s, and I think it's only 82 days this season. Why was Morgan trying to make fetch happen? Yeah, if Tasha, if Jojo was asking where to watch the traders, Peacock. And Peacock has Traders UK, Traders US. It's got a couple of versions on there. Can we get 200 likes tonight? 322 watching, 167 likes. Yeah, if you are you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, if you like this stream, hit that like button. Hit that notification bell. You never miss a video. You never miss a stream. We do daily live feed updates all season long, first thing in the morning. And hit that like button. It lets the YouTube algorithm know what we're doing here is a good time. What we're doing here is a good time. Halfway, it feels like it's been on for ever. It's a weird thing because it feels like it's been on for a while, but also it feels like really quick. Like there's moments like in weeks, like this week is also feeling that way, where this week feels so long but also so short, and I don't know why. I don't know why. The heartstrings Zach tactic by Morgan. Streams cutting out. Yeah, if you ever have issues, just try and refresh, and that usually fixes things. Morgan just wanted to act like Lauren. Zach loved me more than you. Honestly, 80 Fisher, you aren't wrong. You aren't wrong, right? It's kind of what she was doing. In Australia, there's the Australian traders. Speaking of which, I've mentioned it a couple of times now. But Survivor Australia versus the world. Did you mute yourself? No. No, maybe just try and refresh. Because everything looks good on my end. You can't hear? I think it's a YouTube thing. So try and refresh. And it's one of those things where it's like, I can't tell you to refresh if you can't hear me. So I got to type it in the chat. If you can't hear Ori, exit out. Yeah, if you can't hear me, exit out, refresh. And it usually will fix it up. But like I was saying, Survivor Australia versus the world. It is the best version of Survivor. The Australian version of Survivor is the best version of Survivor. They absolutely crush it with the editing. They crush it with the competitions. Just the gameplay in general is always playing hard. Right now, do you guys love Suri? Suri is a pretty good player, ain't she? Guess what? She's on Survivor Australia versus the World. How about Parvati? You guys like Parv? The Black Widow? Guess what? She's on Survivor Australia versus the World. How about Tony? You guys like Tony? Tony's on Survivor Australia versus the World. There's a bunch of other international players on their tribe, and then there's a tribe of Australians, and it's amazing. If you guys see anybody, if you're still having audio issues, I would recommend to refresh. Yeah, girls, you tell them. You tell them if you can't hear, refresh. Episode's back. I'll give you guys a little sync up.
Well, I kind of wish you would have told me earlier, because renominating a fourth nominee is a hard decision.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really give anyone a chance to talk to me about renoms.
Yeah.
At this moment, yeah, if you guys can't hear, just got to refresh. You guys just got to refresh. It's a YouTube thing. It's not my end. Not my end. It's on YouTube's end. Sometimes YouTube just does this thing. But as this conversation with Lauren and Rachel, as this was happening, the only people who are up right now are Rachel, Lauren, Vince, Morgan, Ashley, Keanu. Only 6 people are up. Everybody else went to bed. And Lauren's like, yeah, Rachel, I might use it, just so you know. And this is the night before the veto. Oh, here we go. It's all gonna be kicking off here. It's all gonna be kicking off here. This was such a fun night, guys. Is that Leslie? Leslie coming on in and hitting that sub button. Thank you so much. You might not know this, Leslie, but me and you, we now have a secret final 2. Don't tell anybody, Leslie, but we're going to the end. All right, so ready? Morgan and Vince are talking to Lauren in here just after Lauren told Rachel.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
What's going on?
What's going on? Rachel just comes on in. She's like, I mean business. It's so tense. If looks could kill. 100% if looks could kill. Oh, there's the line. I was trying to get you guys the line. But they had an extra edit in there. Real classy, guys. Real classy. And then she's now confronting Vince and Morgan once again at the front door. I just hope that you wouldn't make a 22-year-old girl cry. Morgan's like, if anybody's trying to make her cry, I think that's you. I think that's on you, Rachel. Why in my head do I always think the supply pantry is right by the kitchen when I know it's by the diary room? And then here, this again. I don't feel like they're really setting up just how crazy this was, that like half the house was asleep. More than half the house was asleep. If these little newbies want to F with me, why don't we just cause the most chaos we can? They really cut Keanu out of this whole thing. That's a shame. That's a bloody shame. You had 90 minutes in this episode. 30 minutes should have just been about this conversation and all the scrambling that went on the night before the veto. Because it was absolutely robbed us. The edit robbed us so hard. You're so right. Because they should have just done an entire half hour about that mad scramble and everything that was going on with that. Because it was so much fun watching that go down. Because it started like it did, right? Where they showed, the Lauren conversation with Rachel. Then Morgan and Vince met up with Lauren, and then Rachel interrupted them. Then she confronted them, but then it kept going, right? We see the Ashley conversation, but that was after a Keanu conversation. And the Keanu conversation was when she was like, kind of hinting at what she would do. And Keanu was like, whoa, that would be savage. And worse than anything else, you do not do that, Rachel. Like, he was like pleading with her not to do what she was thinking. And then Keanu went and had a meeting with Lauren while Rachel met up with Ashley. And then Keanu and Rachel ended up meeting up again. And they were like, we got to do good cop, bad cop. We got to fix this. And then Rachel ended up meeting with Vince. Like, it was just over, like, all these different conversations were happening. There was a conversation with Lauren, Rachel, Ashley, and Keanu in the bathroom. And Ashley and Keanu, honestly, both of them, but like the one whose face you could see was Ashley. Ashley just like kept looking back and forth at Rachel and Lauren, like, and it was like, what is going on? She was so like freaked out. And then Keanu was kind of like, just like, we got robbed in this edit. 100% robbed. They might continue more with it here after the commercial, but I don't think so. I think we're about to get into the veto ceremony because there's only 10 minutes left, I think, of the episode. What a robbery. Because then even the next morning, when Lauren goes and confirms to Rachel, and Rachel's being like, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do this, Lauren. If you do this, maybe your friends go on the block. And then Lauren just being so silent. CBS, Big Brother. Listen. If you need somebody to come on in and help these editors out, right? Give them a little bit more of an idea on what should be in the episode or not. Let me know. Because I think we could have cut that Will segment a little bit shorter. I think it was a fun little ad, right? Little buffer between story beats. But you made that into a whole segment. We're back to the episode. They are giving Lauren the next morning thing.
I don't know. Do you want to work with me?
Yeah.
Moving forward.
This was such an awkward combo. Okay, that was pretty funny. They gave it like he was like, why don't you go get your makeup? And they gave like the speed run, and now she's just down with Vince. Rachel seething. Rachel's showgirl outfit. They're showing more of the scramble the next morning than they should have showed the scramble the night before as well. Imagine we get the crazy scramble of how that was with Rachel and Keanu, and then we get, you know, this part of it in the next morning. Not the Viber slap. Vanessa with the $10 super chat. CBS needs you in production. Love you. Thank you again for all your hard work. Can't wait for Friday mornings. Vanessa, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, Friday mornings are the best. Aren't Friday mornings the best? Aren't they the best? We will be live on Friday morning as well as tomorrow night as well for the live eviction. So if you guys are new here, make sure you hit that sub button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. Thank you so much, Vanessa. I appreciate it. Know what they didn't show either? Know what they didn't show either? They didn't show Riley telling her to use it. Because that to me was one of the funniest things. Catherine was like, don't use the veto. Don't do it. This is a bad idea. Like, Lauren, no, do not use the veto. This is a bad idea. Please do not use the veto, Lauren. And Riley was like, use that veto. Make Rachel make a choice. They don't even show that. They don't even show that. They make it seem like he's just kind of a victim in this whole thing. Where it's like, nah, he's the one who kind of told her to go ahead to use it. Right? Hey. Listen, again, BB, if you need somebody to help with some direction. I know a guy. It kind of would be, Jenny. It kind of would be funny. Not gonna lie, it kind of would be funny. You don't want Lauren to use the same tactics that you use when you're on the show. That's true. That is always true. If I was on the show, there's many tactics I wouldn't want people to use. When I'm not on the show, I want everybody to use the tactics. I feel like Keanu, the way he's looking there, he looked like he was very nervous. Ooh, the way she did that. It was a good speech. It was a good speech. And the way she just did that, she was like, Riley, take a seat. She was like, karate chop, Riley, take a seat. Bam. Get on over there. Just a snap, too. Not like, Riley, please take a seat. She was like, Riley, take a seat. Get the seat. We just needed Catherine to go, he is sat. That's all we needed for that. That's why I hate Rachel being on the show. She's not letting the house guests make their own decisions. 100%. She's trying to dictate and run the show. Like, without a doubt. But also, like, that's kind of what you're supposed to do, right? You want to try and bend the game to your will. Get ready to put veto on Lauren. Oh yeah, that's right. Tommy, good point. Good point. I could fix that. I could fix that. I never did that. There we go. Thank you, Tommy, for reminding me. Man, CBS, you guys do not do yourselves any favor, do you? You do not do yourselves any favor. They just used the diary room session where Riley says, if I go home this week, I will not see Catherine for the rest of the summer, and I will not let that happen. Like, CBS, are you any bit self-aware? Any just tiny bit self-aware of the conversations that follow your show? Like, any bit. Like, that almost felt purposeful. That almost felt purposeful. Like, they wanted a reaction. And I almost feel like they probably did do that on purpose. I feel like they did do that on purpose and included that line just for people to react. Just for people to react. They didn't show Riley staring at Rachel. They might have that because that conversation, Selena, I think that came after veto. When Riley and Rachel had a chat and he was staring at her. Is that what you were talking about? Because that happened after he was nominated. I'm pretty sure. They're 100% M-Craft. They're rage baiting. They're rage baiting people. 100%. It's also, right? Before we do call it a night, because the episode is over. It is also, right? One of the reasons why I didn't even really cover the whole situation that much. Like, I would put the important stuff in there, right? But you guys know, like, I like to focus on the game itself, right? And the game drama and the things that happen from the gameplay. Every so often, there's stuff that, like, happens, like, where, Mickey's having a lot of food gates, right? Like, there was Pasta Gate and there was Grilled Cheese Gate. But, like, those are all things that kind of come into the gameplay aspect because it's like it's a social game, right? So if you're doing things that are going to get people pissed off socially, it's going to affect your game. So it's like you kind of have to bring that up. So, like, things that I don't have to talk about, especially like the weird stuff and like the stuff that's like nobody wants to talk about, like, you know, the crazy shit that's going on. It's one of those things where people will also kind of like use that as like that little bit of a rage baity thing. And I didn't like that either, right? Like, I never like to try and like clickbait on stuff. Like, I always try and keep my thumbnails and titles like very like to the point where it's like I try not to spoil, right? But also like I try and be like attention grabbing, but also factual, right? Like, I'll say something like Rachel sends shockwaves through the house with her nomination, and I'll show like, you know, maybe a picture of the guy who got nominated, right? But I won't like say like, oh, she got this, that. But there are people that will use things that are a little bit rage baity instead of even just clickbaity. They use that rage bait of putting on like, you know, just a lot. I'm done talking about it. I have not slept enough. That's the other thing. And I never want people to ever think like, oh, Ori, you know, your opinions are always right. Like, I love dissenting opinions. I love when people disagree with me. And I love having the open conversation of like, hey, let's talk back and forth. Because, hey, I fully admit that sometimes my views, you know, might be wrong, right? Like, I want to listen and hear people out. Like, that's always the most interesting thing to me. And when you have the most interesting conversations and you can really kind of learn and grow and like I said before, maybe you don't always agree, but you come away with a better understanding of not only their point of view, but also probably your own point of view, because you have a new view on how it is and you understand, different points that come up in certain topics. And man, I don't know. It's a whole thing. But my big thing is I haven't slept enough. I haven't slept enough to have fully, deep thoughts. My brain is mush. But guess who else's brain is mush? The people in that house. The people in that house. Lauren's not dumb, but playing a role. Turtles, I think I'm with you a little bit. The only thing where I think it is just her is her indecision. I think Lauren really does struggle with making choices at the end of the day. Otherwise, I do not think she's dumb either. I think she's actually very smart. She's one of the only ones that used logic night one. It was like, you realize that it's probably a girl, right? You realize that if there's an imposter and they're bringing in Rachel, and based on the numbers, there's a high chance that the imposter would be a girl, right? It would be one of the other women coming on in. It wouldn't be one of the boys, right? Like, why would it be one of the boys when they're bringing another woman into the house? Just for the numbers, like, she's like the only one in the house that like thought of that. And it's like, duh. But yeah, I think she definitely plays up some of her naivety. How would you say that? I don't even know how you would say that. She definitely plays it up though, which is what you should do, right? I always said one of my favorite ideas was, if I was in the house, is when just playing like I don't know anything about Big Brother, right? I don't think it's a thing I could do anymore. Because here's the there's a non-zero chance, right? It's not guaranteed, but it's a non-zero chance that someone in the house would have seen one of my videos. It's just it's not guaranteed by any means, but there's a non-zero chance where it's like maybe 1% chance, right? And I don't think I'd be able to pull this off anymore. But one of my favorite ideas was going on in there, pretending like I don't know a thing about Big Brother, like nothing. Do the full on like, oh, what is it, a public vote? Like, how does this work? What do you mean you got to nominate people for the block? What does that mean, right? But one of my favorite ideas was always to go to somebody and like be like real serious about it and be like, hey, listen, hey man, like I don't even know like what's going on. Someone's talking about veto and how he has all this power. Which one of those dude out there's veto? just to really lock it in. Who's veto and why does he have so much power? Like, not what's POV. Who is veto? Who is the guy? Which one of these house guests is named Veto, Tina? That's what I need to know. That's what I would need to know, Tina. So you'd play like 100%. I'd play like Keanu. I would play like Keanu. Maybe some other players are like, you guys, he's got a BB YouTube channel. And that's the problem, Robbie. That's the problem. Don't trust that Uri, dude. Because the thing is, I could have pulled that off at one point. Nowadays, I don't think I could. Vito Corleone. It was Otev. It was Otev. Otev's actual name was Vito. Uri, cut to you stockpiling cards in Otev. Being like, if I don't win this, I'm going home, guys. Go in there and be like, wait, America doesn't vote? LSU's full name, Louisiana State University. Agriculture and mechanical college. So I'll have to go for her. Ooh, okay. Okay. That's pretty cool. Damn, double paste. Oh, no worries. I'd be your Izzy or yes, let's go. That's what I need. That's what I would need. I need my final twos in there. I need you in there. Where he has 18K final twos. And that would be the big thing too. I think I wouldn't even really mention it, right? Of how much I actually know Big Brother. Or like even like approach the topic until I gave it a little bit. And I see if anybody comes up. And if somebody was like, hey, what's up, Oreo? Or if somebody was like, I don't know, like if instead of saying Ori, they're like, what's up, streams? Right? Or like something. Like, I'm sure you guys would be able to come up with something. You would say something to me, and I would know instantly. Right? Like, we wouldn't even. And here's the thing. If someone did and like gave me like a little inside clue, right? If someone was there and was like, yo, like I actually like I know who you are and we're cool. Like we don't even have to talk, bro. Like we don't even have to talk. Me and you, we're good. We are solid. Let's meet up every so often. Other than that, boom. Like we literally we will run the whole house. Like that would be it would be an instant over. Game over. Game over. Write one of us the check because we're winning it. Like easy as that. But like it would be one of those things where I have to be a little bit careful because if I just went around pretending like I don't know nothing, there could be one person that just goes, "Yeah, you guys know this guy over here." What's up, internet? That'd be a good one. I instantly I'd be like, yeah, okay, I gotta get Robbie out. I'm kidding. No. Robbie, I'm kidding. But like, seriously, it would be one of those things where like, if that happened, it would be like unspoken. Like we don't even say another word. We got this. And like, because the hardest part in that game is having just at least one person you can trust. If you got one person, two people can do so much work in that house. So much work. You can be on completely different sides of the house and have all of the information. But meanwhile, you're working together and you 100% fully know you trust each other. And that person, oh, they're in conversations with so-and-so. Who cares? Who cares? I'll find out what was said later, right? And there's a lot of times where you're in that house and you might have a final two with somebody. But because you don't have that like 100% trust, because you almost never can have that 100% trust with somebody, as soon as you're able to get that, it's over. Because if you don't have that 100% trust, there's always that little part in the back of your head like, oh, they're having a meeting with somebody. It's like, I wonder what they're talking about, right? Whereas like, if you know, like you got somebody, like, go have that meeting. I don't care what you say. Because I know you're going to tell me what they said anyway. Like, I know you're going to come and tell me. We're good. We're good. But yeah, I think it is time now to wrap it on up. Start doing some more Ori rants on there. We will be back tomorrow morning with a full live feed update for everybody, just like normal. It is the halfway party tonight, which is kind of nice because right now feeds are down. They're on the pets. Chiquita's up on the screen. But we'll have you updated on everything you guys need to know going on into eviction night. Then we will also be live here on the channel tomorrow night. Tomorrow evening, it will be eviction. Riley, Morgan, Mickey. The three of them will compete in the blockbuster competition. One of them will be safe. One of them will go home. We will see all of this play out tomorrow night. Is it a 2-hour episode tomorrow? Does anybody know? I thought there was supposed to be a 2-hour episode coming out. I don't know if that's true or not. I might be making that up. But yeah, tomorrow we have the live eviction. We will be here with you guys, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Then on Friday, we will be live here once again for the Friday morning stream. Those are always a lot of fun, too. If you guys haven't seen those, come on out. We do the same update we normally do, but then afterwards, we jump into the chat. It's awesome. We're also going to be doing fantasy drafts, and we're also going to be talking about Survivor Australia versus the world on Friday. So make sure you guys catch up on that if you haven't. Thank you guys all once again, and I will see you tomorrow.